Excellent. Anybody have any questions about that? Anything like didn't seem to click? I did have one question during the process, and I just want to reiterate this point. I'm not hanging out with my guard closed. Because if I hang out with my guard clothes, obviously you're blinding yourself. What I'm hanging out with is kind of like I'm, looking through the fence like I'm a weird creeper, And then when the punches come, I close so that I can see. And really, this is just one of those things. I mean, if you ever done like really basic boxing, if you ever watched, the guy I watched is Tito Ortiz. If you watch Tito Ortiz fight, Tito was never very good at like boxing, honestly. Like he was never very dynamic. He didn't have like a super slick game. What he got really good at though was like closing his shell up and then like deflecting the punch and then coming around with a hook or whatever. And just like real basic fundamental boxing, real basic fundamental defense. He's not slipping, he's not weaving, nothing like that. He's just like shelling up and eating so that he can stay at the distance he wants to stay at. And the same thing if you watch his fight with the second fight with Chuck Liddell. He did eventually get finished, but if you watch the second fight of Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, you will see the blueprint for what we're talking about here, which is just like on his back, you throwing fires at him. I mean, just throwing all sorts of punches his way. And Tito is just shelled up and protecting himself, and he survived that storm. And that's one of the greatest things about Chuck Liddell. I mean, it's a pretty scary dude to have on top of you. He's a well-trained, high-level athlete. So, but here's the thing. If this person doesn't expose the bridge and tip, if you don't feel confident that you can bridge and tip them over, you're going to have to, again, make something happen quickly because we are under urgent conditions. I can't just sit here blocking, haha, Siraj, you will never hurt me. Like, again, I don't know what the conditions are. I don't know if they have buddies. I don't know if, whatever. So, and all it takes is for Jeremy to hurt me once. And now it's different, right? There's an old adage, they say, like, you punch a black belt in the face once, he becomes a brown belt. You punch a brown belt in the face once, he becomes a purple belt. You punch him again, he becomes a blue belt, and so on. And the idea here is really, like, you start getting concussed, and you start getting damaged, and that fear response starts triggering, and you're going to start making real basic mistakes. I've watched, even just in a jiu-jitsu context, one of my coaches does this thing from the mouth, where he'll, like, wrap his lapel over the dude's face, and then close the gap, and then start exhaling in there. Yeah, and he calls it greenhousing. And I watched a high-level, like, legitimately solid, skilled black belt make, like, a super basic white belt error trying to get free of that, and hand him a day one armbar, like the first close on the chest S-mount armbar you ever learned. Because he made him so uncomfortable that he made such a fundamental error that he handed him that. So, just because you wear this belt, and just because you have these skills in optimal conditions, does not mean that in less than optimal conditions you will not be diminished. Does that make sense? It's very important to understand. You're not going to be a black belt half concussed, punchy. So the urgency is there. So if I do feel the need to escalate or create some urgency, or if I feel like I got to at least stifle this person long enough, what we're going to have to do is try to make his hand struck support above our head and try to close the distance. So and you guys probably won't be over here. So I'm here again. I'm blocking and protecting my face, blah blah blah. And what I'm going to work for is to bridge and tip. Now, in a self-defense situation, the one thing that is kind of different is that I don't really have to worry about like my arm positioning as much as I do in the sense of preventing submissions. Like you won't see a lot of self-defense videos where like the untrained attacker works a really clean telephone armbar series, right? So I can do things like if you're here, you throw these punches and reach around and hug around him. One of the simplest ways to just like grab a hold of this person from this situation is going to be a tight gable grip around his shoulder blades. Like so I want to go up high and then crunch down low. And I want to bury my face kind of between his armpit and my shoulder. Right here, okay? I'm going to not talk while I'm in there so you can hear me, but the basic gist is like my face goes in here, my shoulder goes in here, my hands are right here, and I'm locking everything, okay? The reason we're going to go to this first is twofold. One, it's going to protect us, and two, it's going to expose the arm getting trapped. Why not just try to trap the arm? Well, guys, you guys have wrestled as human beings. If his hands are on the ground and his weight's in his hips, what's he going to do the second I try to take this arm? He's going to pull it away. Now he's back. If he pulls that, he pulls that away and I'm caught like flat-footed like this, so to speak, I'm eating a big punch. If I eat one big punch from this situation, that's enough to be consequential. If he knows to throw elbows instead of punches too, boom, that's really consequential. That'll knock you out pretty much immediately. Break your orbital bone, all sorts of bad stuff. You know, then you look like Mark Hamill in The Empire Strikes Back. I gotta have you get attacked by a wampa. So that's what happened. He got in a car accident. So he had to get attacked by a wampa. Y'all didn't know that? Anyway. So anyway, so again, I'm protecting my face. He's throwing this heat and just tipping him over. And then I want to get up high on the shoulder blades. I don't want to go grab low on the waist because up posture, please. Exactly. And now I'm right here. I want to go up high on the shoulder blades, bury my head and hold tight. So posture up, please. Right. So, and then the thing that's dynamic about this, or very important, is now for Jeremy to hit me, he's going to be punching, some posture please, he's going to be punching the hardest parts of my skull, this sort of crown area. Like you're not going to really get too hurt. No, that's a joke. You're not going to get too hurt taking punches here, and honestly, he's just as likely, especially with adrenaline going, to break his own hands trying to hurt you from punching there. So we're here. I get really tight. It's good, like throw punches. It's like, you can't really hit me in the spots that would hurt. You can't get to my face. Really, the only thing he can do to get to my face is to crowbar his way in here, push my head down. Exactly. See, this is why I grabbed Jeremy, guys. This is exactly what he said. There was no way Alex was going to be as mean about that. Thank you, sir. So, that's what they're going to do, though, right? If you watch, no, that's what yeah. That's what they're going to do. You watch MMA, man. You watch guys who are trained, even trained fighters. They'll get up here. This guy's going to crowbar the face. This is what I need to take advantage of. Let's actually spin this way. So I'm here. Let's say you throw those punches. Boom. Grab. High grip. So you guys see how high my hands are getting? And then top, high. Bury my face. He starts trying to punch. It's not working. He's crowbarring. Boom. And I'm trapping this arm. Okay? Once again, I have to react with urgency. I am not sitting here going like, once he puts his arm in the perfect place, I'm going to take it. Like, yo, he starts putting that arm in there, you snatch that thing, and you have to go. Does that make sense, guys? So it's all very simple stuff. And it's all really the same basic principles that we've been working. We're just putting it into this context. Let's do that. You want to see that? Okay. Cool. We'll never do that one more time. So, all together, again, still just protecting your face. Boom. Grab a hold. From here, I'm getting high above the shoulder blades. Gable grip. Pulling it in tight, and burying my face inside of his armpit, my shoulder, like just tucking in here so you can't get to my face. From here, when you curl